Alexa off, it's podcast time. Here we go. All right, ladies, you're gonna like this one. One, because I'm slightly tipsy, and two, because it's a great episode. And two, because it's a great episode. All right, here we go. Scene one, take one. Make him earn it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Troy Talks a Lot. Tonight, I'm having a glass of wine, or two, or three, or maybe I had four before this, but who cares? You know, let's sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Troy Talks a Lot, ladies and gentlemen. Menage a trois, for those that are asking. Listen, tonight I feel like I have no filter just because I am 2, 3, possibly 4 glasses in. If you're drinking with me, pause the video, go run to your kitchen, pour up a glass of wine, fill up a beer if you want it. If you're getting crazy, we can go hard on the tequila, the vodka, the gin, whatever you're feeling. Just pour something up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show of Make Him Earn It on Troy Talks a Lot. I've been getting a lot of fan emails lately on what they should do in certain situations while dating. Again, I always say, what do I know? Like, what the hell do I know? I'm 28 years old. Sure, I give dating advice here and there, but like, have I been through it all? No. But I always say, like, I know that I don't know everything. And it was so cool because I was on a podcast yesterday and I swear, like, we just talked about everything that I'm always talking about. And like, it was so nice to have two people kind of share the same mindset that I have when it comes to dating. And towards the end of the podcast, I said something along the lines of, yeah, but again, I'm 28. What the hell do I know? But they stopped me and they go, Troy, don't discredit yourself because it's the 18, 19, 20, 22, 23-year-olds that are watching your show that are taking the advice from a 28-year-old who's been there, done that, all within the same generation. They go, you're not taking advice from a 50, 60-year-old on dating. And I go, you know what? You're right. I'm not asking my mom, like, oh, mom, like, what do I respond to this girl after she just texted me saying, you know, A, B, and C? Like, what do I say? I'm not going to take advice from my mom who's like, oh, well, you should tell her that you really like her and you enjoyed your time with her and you would love to see her again. That's not what my mom sounds like. But like, they were so right. I was like, you know what? That just put it all into a new perspective for me. I guess it kind of values more of like what I do, and it made me appreciate it so much. So if you're watching this, thank you so much for instilling that confidence in me, because sometimes I feel like an imposter, because like I give advice, but I give it through my own opinions, right? Like I give advice through like my eyes, and everybody sees life completely differently. And that's the beauty behind life, is like you have a different perspective as well as I do. Take advice with a grain of salt. I guess to me, I like to see other people's perspectives and see how they kind of like, you know, view certain situations. But it was just really cool to hear them say that and be like, Troy, like, again, at the end of the day, like, you're giving advice to the young 20-year-olds, you know, and some on top of that. Like, listen, if you're listening and you're 45, you're young as fuck, and I love you so much, and I'd literally kiss you on the lips right now if I could. But a majority of your demographic is just younger tweens. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're right. And they go, yeah, obviously they're going to listen to you probably over their parents. And I go, how about this? I go, I agree with the dating. Like with our generation and trying to figure out like, hey, how do I respond? How do I play this? Like, what do I DM so-and-so? You'd probably want to go to somebody like me or somebody else in the space, you know, that's of the same age, so they kind of understand the generation a little bit better. However, when it does come to love, I would say that's where I would go to my parents, because they've been through it and they know like what true love is. Shout out to you if you're watching the podcast, guys. Love you so much. First Rounds on Me was a great podcast. I had such a good time. Hopefully that comes out soon. They said of all the podcasts that was one of the more fun ones they've done. So I was really honored, and I'm really pleased with that. Anyways, I was going through a lot of fan submissions lately, and I read one in particular where a girl said that she went out on a first date, and this girl just rounded all the bases. She skipped first, second, third, and just went home. She's just like, he's not calling me as often, he's not FaceTiming me, he's not texting me like he used to be, and I'm just like, I just want to be like, no shit, babe. Like, because you just fucking gave it up all on the first fucking date. Excuse my French. But you gotta make him earn it. Close your fucking legs. Make that boy earn it. Make that man fucking earn it, because it will mean so much more to you and so much more to him when you put him through the ringer. If you give it all up on the first date, he has nothing to look forward to. His mindset might be like, oh shit, like it was easy for me. It might be easy for everybody else. Guys like a challenge. Guys like to work for something. It's the same way that I like to golf. I have to work my ass off to get this tiny little fucking ball in this hole that's 400 yards away. Okay, if it was easy, nobody would want to play the fucking sport in the first place. But it's hard. That shit is difficult. I don't know if you play golf. I don't know if you know shit about golf, but it is not an easy sport to play. And that's probably why it's so fun for guys, because it's just a challenge. Here is how a guy's brain thinks. If I go out to a club, if I go out to a bar, if I go out to a party, if I just go out to a setting where there are multiple women, I go around, I assess, I know those that I like, I know those that are a little bit easier, and then I know those that are a little bit harder to get. The girls that are easy, you don't have to work for that much. You talk to them, you flirt for a little bit. The back of your brain, you're just like, cool, I got that in my back pocket. Now let me go on and try something that's a little bit more challenging, a little bit more rewarding. Because men love the reward. That's why you go out and fish. Guys go out and fish, not because they want to sit on a boat for like 6 hours and like have to throw up because they have like seasickness, but they sit out because it's like rewarding when you do finally reel in that big fish. You wait all day to reel in that big like record breaking tuna, and you're like, that was all worth the miserable 6 hours I just sat on that boat and did absolutely nothing but yak my fucking brains out. Guys like the reward. They like the challenge. And when girls go out and give it up all on the first date, it doesn't mean anything to them. All of a sudden they think that like you're the easiest thing they've ever caught. As soon as you give it up on the first date, they view you as a completely different person. You no longer hold that same value after giving up that quick. I'm not trying to sit here and like condemn people that give it up on the first date, because listen, by all means, if you're out to have fun and you just want to go fuck, have a great time. Go for it. Go get out of the system. Go enjoy yourself. Like if he's hot, if she's hot, like fuck it. Life's too short. You don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow. So like go do what you got to do. Enjoy yourself. But if you're really trying to like get into a relationship with this guy and you think the best way to get his attention is just to like pop that pussy open for this guy in 2 seconds, like what the as soon as they got what they wanted and the challenge is over, it just doesn't mean as much to them anymore. They're gonna push you off because they're gonna be like, okay, well, I already got what I wanted. You're gonna start come chasing after them because now you have an emotional connection with them, and they're gonna just hit you up for like 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the morning, like booty calls, because it's like, okay, well, I already hit it once. I could probably hit it again since it took me only like one date to get what I wanted. Do you understand how silly that is? And then now you're sitting here emailing me being like, well, you know, I did this and I hooked up with him and now he's just not calling or texting me as often as I wanted. Like, yeah, no shit, babe. No shit, because you didn't make him earn it. He had to put absolutely zero effort into getting what he wants out of you. You have the power. Pussy holds power. You could literally make men do like 99% of shit that you want them to do, all just by. So please, for the love of God, make him earn it. That does not mean that you need to have a 5-date rule. That doesn't mean you have to have a rule in general. It just means when you're comfortable, when you feel like the time is right, then you could kind of move on to second base, and then you can move on to third base. And then eventually, when you're like, this is the time, you know, I'm really developing feelings for this guy. I really made him work for it. And he showed you his true colors and who he's all about, that he's not only here for just a quick one-night stand, hit it and quit it. That's when you give him yourself. It makes him appreciate you so much more. It makes him value you more. It makes him respect you more. And that's really what it is. It's all a respect thing. Guys respect women that they can't necessarily have. When they feel like they're just like unreachable, guys will act like a completely different person to someone who knows their worth, knows their value, holds the power, versus someone who they're like, oh yeah, that chick's such a slut. Let's be honest. You've heard it a billion times. I'm sure you have guy friends. I can guarantee you've heard it a billion times. Guys be like, oh yeah, that chick's such a slow. She's banged like all of my friends. Like, what kind of respect is on her name? If they know like, oh, I don't really need to work for it, and one day they're like horny, all they got to do is like DM so-and-so and be like, yo, what are you doing tonight? You know, what kind of respect is that? Like hitting up a girl for just a booty call versus some girl that knows her worth, knows her value, and holds that power. They would never in a million years think, oh, I'm going to DM this chick in hopes that she comes over for a booty call. That girl holds power. That girl holds value. That girl holds respect. Thank you very much. I think that's just the episode right there. So to sum it all up is make him earn it. When the time is right and when he's put in the effort and showed you his true character and that you're not just a quick little one-night stand and you have this guy literally simping over you, like drooling over you, like hands and knees, that's when you can have some fun. Okay? That's when you do it. Make him earn it. Please, please, please. Make him earn it. Do not give it up on the first date and be like, well, why doesn't he respect me anymore? I don't care how hot he is. I don't want to hear, oh, but Troy, he had like the nicest body and the perfect head of hair and like the biggest fucking dick I've ever seen. Like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if it's Brad Pitt. I love Brad Pitt. You still got to make the guy work for it. All right, babe? If you give it up on the first date, you're just going to be another name on the roster. Do you want to be another name on the roster? I don't think so. Listen, I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm taking off because I had too many glasses of wine. I need to go to bed. I'm not getting into fan questions right now, even though I have so many. I promise on the next episode I will. If you learned anything from this episode, please like, comment. I respond to all the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, my email is in the bio below. Feel free to shoot me an email with any dating advice that you may need or scenarios that you want me to touch on in future episodes. I would love to do so. And without further ado, and see.